This video will include the steps that you must follow to work with the BQM file in BERNINA embroidery software. Of course, the beauty of working with BQM files in the machine is that they can be resized. You can set the stitches per inch. You can match start and stops, and you can duplicate and align. But don't forget, if you have BERNINA software, you can do all these things with the BQM file that has been exported to the software as an EXP file. You edit the file just as you wish in the software with no need to do any editing in the machine, so that it is not critical that it be a BQM file when you send it back to your embroidery machine. Let's learn how. I'm going to open a BQM file that I have saved from my BERNINA 990. It's now an EXP file. When you get this message that it's a non-native design, click OK. Of course, an EXP file is going to be either a grade C or a grade D design, and we need to make it a grade A design. This is very simple to do. I first want to show you why it's hard to use an EXP file. Let's say I want to reshape this or change the position of the start and stop. When I select it and click on Reshape, lots of reshape nodes appear, and there's no start and stop of this BQM file. I'm going to press Escape, select the design, and then convert it to artwork. I'm going to convert it as a vector and click OK. This will transfer the EXP file to CorelDRAW, and it is now a vector file. When I click on Convert Artwork to Embroidery, it comes back in the software, and now it is a grade A design. If I click on Reshape, I have a start and a stop and all sorts of reshape points. I'll press Escape, and let's just say I want to get rid of part of this design. I can select it and go to the Edit toolbox and select the knife and cut across this section and press Enter. And then I can select this part and delete that part. Now, if I want to take this design and make it into an edge-to-edge design, I'm going to show my grid, and I'm going to actually move this design so that one part is on a grid line. And if I right-click and make sure Snap to Grid is highlighted, I'll click OK. The software usually will require that you do this twice. And when I move the design, when it's on a grid intersection, I see the red line. The important thing in an edge-to-edge design that aligns perfectly is that the start and the stop are on the same line. Now, to get a visual of how this is going to look when it's duplicated, I can use my array tools that are in the Mirror Merge toolbox. I'm going to select Array, and all I need to see is how these are going to connect. So I can leave it at 2 rows and 2 columns for now. And when I click after the ends meet and merge those designs, I can see how they're going to connect. And maybe I don't like that connection, so I'm going to undo. And again, it's important that these are on this same line. If I want to deactivate the grid, I could also use a guideline. I'm going to select the design and go into Reshape. And I'm just going to delete a couple of those reshape points because I want the design closer together. And then I can click and drag on that final point to bring it up so that it is on this guideline. So I've edited to make this design more to what I want it to look like when I'm quilting it. Now that I've edited the design, I want to activate the hoop. So I'm going to right click on the hoop and find the hoop that I plan to use. And for this, let's say I'm going to choose the large magnetic hoop. And I want to show the hoop and click OK. Now, I'm going to rotate this hoop. So with nothing selected, I'll enter 90 in the rotate by and press enter. And having the hoop on the design will give me an idea of how many repeats I can do when I use the array tool. I'm going to select the design, go back to array, and I'm going to choose 3 columns instead of 2 this time. I'll zoom in and click. And I do want to merge those designs so they'll all be one continuous design. Now it looks like I could have maybe done 4 repeats, but I may need to do some editing as well. So I'm going to leave it at the 3 repeats. Keep hoop position is activated, so I can move my design to the top of the hoop. And here I may want to mirror, and I'm going to mirror Y. And I can bring the design up so that the designs nest within one another. And I can visually space these with the arrow keys on the keyboard. Once I get the second row placed, I'm going to select the entire design and open Object Properties. I want to set the outline stitch properties, so I'm going to go to the Outline tab, and they are single outline. I want to change the length to about 10 stitches per inch, which is 2.5 millimeters. I want to uncheck variable run length, so I will have a consistent stitch that is 10 stitches per inch. I'll click on Apply, and then go to the Connectors tab. And here you can choose to keep the tie-ins and tie-offs, or you can choose to never tie in and never tie off, and click OK. And then after this design is sent to the machine, you can choose to activate the machine tie-ins and tie-offs or hand tie each of the segments of your design. Select File, Save As, and navigate to the folder to save the design. This design is called Edited BQM for Continuous Embroidery. Click on Save and then send the design to the machine using your preferred method. And you're ready to work with the tools of 2-point placement to perfectly place your quilting design.